Imagine your life changing in just a matter of minutes with someone you truly love. We're showing a photo right now of our first guest with her 9-year-old brother, John, months before their tragic accident. So I am so honored to have with us today an inspirational speaker, author, and burn survivor, Heather Meadows. She's here to share her triumphant journey on transforming her tragedy and also talking about this amazing book that you really need to read. Thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you for
Came all the way from
having me.
Oklahoma to
Thank
be with us to
you.
talk about this, and I'm so honored. But first and foremost, let's talk about that day. What happened to you and John? Tell me just briefly, what can you tell us about that?
Well, it was a big day. It was a beautiful spring day in Oklahoma. We have some pretty bad weather in Oklahoma. But
And you were only 7 years old, and your brother was 9 at the time.
I had just turned 7 in March. This was in April. John was 9. We just got on a motorcycle to go visit friends on a dirt road, and we were not supposed to be on a dirt road. We were allowed to ride on our family land, but we decided we wanted to go visit our friends. And so we did, and we stayed and played for a while, and when we got back on the motorcycle, we pulled out behind a truck on that dirt road that was stirring up a lot of dust, and we were just in such an urgency to get home because we were where we were never supposed to be, and we swerved into another lane and hit a truck head on, and the gas cap came off of the motorcycle, and I was burned, and John was killed that day.
And you were burned over 80% of your body.
87% third degree.
It's amazing. And I remember when I was reading your book, you mentioned how calm you were, and people were in shock that you were just so calm. I mean, it breaks my heart. Your brother is gone at that time, and you're trying to concentrate on, you know, what happened, your hair, everything.
I didn't quite know. I didn't know immediately. I actually didn't know for a little over a week that John had died. I kept asking about him. Excuse me. But I did in that moment, in those moments of my injury, I was asking the man that was driving the truck, I was asking him to please put out the fire, please put out the fire, just really calm. And as I was working on the book and able to go back and connect with him 30 years later, and his brother, who were so heroic. They truly did. They were the first
They saved your life,
to
basically.
save my life, absolutely. They made decisions, and they were teenagers at the time, but they made decisions that saved my life, that gave me a chance to fight for my life.
Now, I know we only have a short period of time, but I want to mention also, people at one time told you couldn't have children. They were concerned about you getting married and have kids. You are married now.
Yes.
You have how many kids now?
Four
children
yeah,
right
four
now.
Children.
You are a nurse. You have done so much within your life, and finally you're able to talk about everything that you went through, because you were in the hospital for a long time as a kid.
Right.
And now sharing this, what does that mean to you to be able to share such an amazing story of triumph? Because you went through a lot, depression and so many other things.
Right. I think that, I mean, I'm obviously not the only person on the planet that has faced an overwhelmingly painful place. And as I've spoke for different groups, I have found that that's what people connect with. They might not connect with an 87% burn injury, or they might not connect with losing a sibling at such a young age, those kinds of things, but everybody connects to a painful place. And so my heart was to share that there is purpose in our pain, that instead of just living, instead of just fighting for another day, that we find meaning and value and purpose in that. And I think that so many times we look at our exterior and we see what we see in the mirror, and we just look like, is there something still valuable in there? Because I look at my body every day since April 27th of 1988, and I think about that day every day. I have the scars that I carry, and I'll die with those. But I see that God has used that in a good way. I see that people have been inspired and encouraged and comforted, and for them to connect to that and say, I might be able to take my own painful place and get past it, maybe bring something good from it.
Everyone, Heather Meadows. Please go to heathermeadows.com to learn more about her amazing story. Her book, Transforming Tragedy, you need to get it. Put it on your coffee table. Share it with everyone out there. It will change your life. Thank you so much.
Christmas. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Yes.
And I'll be seeing more of you as well, for sure.